The empty, ugly one.
That's like what like a person that's squatting at a Starbucks has
You know
on
where
their
I got
table.
this? I got
Be like, I bought something. It's like, no, you didn't.
I get to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I got this at really hot yoga, and I got it and I saved it.
All day?
It was in my fridge.
know.
Oh, okay. I was
It's
like,
dragon
when did you go
fruit
to hot
smoothie.
yoga, though?
Last
I'm not a fan
Oh,
of dragon.
God.
Okay, I put it in the
I thought you were
fridge.
gonna say
It's
this
a
morning.
smoothie.
But you already drank it. Just let it go.
I have this much left. It was $9.
That's
All
all,
right.
just like your spit, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
It's not.
think
It's
about it.
dragon fruit.
Nah, that's everything you've been spitting back
No,
out when it doesn't come out the strawberries.
It's the what goes up theory. Yeah.
At least 20% of every sip is not making it to your mouth.
I really feel like you're wrong.
Marquita, it is me. Oh my gosh.
Is
you
that
can
your
me,
right,
girl.
Marquita?
Oh, we're
Yeah.
on. Did
I
we
had
even
no
say what
idea.
show this is?
Oh
Are
no,
we
we
on?
start this way.
Yes, we're
Yeah,
on.
okay.
I had no
What
idea.
up? And welcome to Daytime Talk After Dark. My name is Al Jackson, but that is very unimportant today. Yes, yeah, throw you off. What is important is I am joined by three of my favorite humans in the world. One is Tori Shulman, who's switching back and forth between the grossest cup and Denver County. Tori, that should be found in a stolen car. How are you, my dear?
Not great with you around. Let's be honest.
I just want you to upgrade your beverages.
Okay, well, I went to hot yoga and I got this dragon fruit smoothie and it was delicious, but I will move on.
We're gonna stick with the hot yoga story.
just-
I
that
went
you
to.
went
I was
yesterday.
I'm
schwitzing
proud
like a
that you went to hot
chaser in
yoga.
there.
All right, we are also joined by the one and only Erica Cobb. Erica, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
You're looking
thank
very
you.
summertime shy today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, am I?
Very
Thank
summertime
you.
shy.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
daytime.
I'll take it. I
You
will
got it
take
like
it.
at night when it's getting dark and you go change your shoes. Be like, we're going out now. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibe.
I don't go out anymore. But you know who still goes out, and I live vicariously through this human being. One of my absolute favorite people I've ever met in 48 years on this planet, Jeray Banks. My dude.
God.
What's up?
Hello. I'm here.
My
I'm so
man.
happy to be back with you. Thank you for that special introduction because I feel the same with you, Al.
You are. I tell everybody I know about you. Just so it's very hard to make me laugh. Every day when Jeray would do my makeup, he would make me laugh without trying because he's just a funny, charismatic person. He's left us for the beautiful shores of Los Angeles. Catch us up, man. How's it going?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
I knew you would.
It's kind of hard coming back because there's everything I see in Denver where I'm like, I lived here. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Don't trash our
But
city.
also, I love it. It's a beautiful place. But I've just, I'm no longer in this path.
You went to college and then you came back for Thanksgiving and you're like, oh, there's only one bar in this town?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I'm staying in my big sister's basement. So
Yeah.
literally.
She's still trying to put a curfew on you, like 12:30. Let's not push it.
Actually, she kept me up
Yeah,
last night.
So Jeray came in yesterday, and I was like, first of all, I'm like the happiest person.
Yes.
He's staying at the house, and it's so awesome.
It's wonderful.
I talked his ear off until after midnight.
It was a mutual conversation.
Yes.
She just wasn't
Was
talking
it out
to
in the
me.
back?
Yeah.
Yes.
That area back there, Erica, I think you could pull information out of a spy. It is so comfortable to just talk and sit, and you're like, it's 2:30.
Yeah,
need to
you
go
give me
home.
some
I'm
white
an older
wool.
man.
Yeah.
I love that area. It's very comfortable.
It's a sanctuary.
It's a sanctuary. It's like enclosed, but outside.
Right.
Dig it.
I have one
Heat
glass-
lamps if
yeah.
It's cold. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
All
love
right.
it.
All right. Well, Jeray, we got a lot to discuss.
Yeah, we do.
I know that you've been crisscrossing. We tried to catch up with you when my girlfriend and I were in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And we tried, we're texting Jeray, like trying to catch up, make plans. And Jeray was like, well, we're going to go hit some of the bars this Sunday for brunch. And I was like, I'm going to let y'all do that. Because I know it was one of those invites where it's like, it seems good now. But then once me and my 11-year-old, my girlfriend come and start killing the vibe as y'all are 4 mimosas deep. I was like, man, y'all
going
go.
love the kids before like 4 p.m. It's
Okay.
great. It's fine. Everything's PG.
Do you go to Mickey's?
I haven't gone. I'm not a Mickey's person. You get
Oh.
robbed at Mickey's.
Oh, I did stand up. I did stand up at
Allegedly,
Mickey's.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. We love Mickey showgirls.
Okay.
They're great.
Yeah.
I'm more of a there's a place called Schmitty's. I like the hole in the wall places. Those are
Yeah,
the spots
me
now.
too. I like-
it's a good time. over
Schmitty's?
there. Schmitty's. Yeah.
Huh, sounds like
You
a
know,
Jewish
nice little
place.
woody-
No, it
know
sounds
me,
like something
girl.
from the 30s.
Schmitties.
It's a good time. I've been hopping around and just experiencing it. There's also a place in East Hollywood called Akbar that I really like going to. Once again, a hole in the wall. I'm finding my people. It's a good time out there.
And guess what? He walks by all the time.
I go by Salt and
Salt and
Straw
Straw.
all the time.
Really?
I'm like, Tori cleaned up puke outside.
I
of the
sure
site.
did.
Big job at DVL. And if she could do that, I can be here in LA. too.
Amen.
They have a bronze statue of her standing there with a hose.
Literally.
No, they gave me a thing of boiling water, and they were like, "Go clean it."
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
"This
man.
sucks."
You have become synonymous with Salt and Straw.
For
When
sure.
I was in Miami, I made a point of like actually asking the Uber to stop so I could take the picture of Salt and Straw.
It's true.
Really?
Like for Tori, I'm
Literally.
like I've taken more pictures for Tori out of Uber
It's true.
windows.
My dad's office.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, in his,
That's
DC.
so funny.
That's what it is.
That's what it
Tori,
is.
you're hood famous to us.
Literally.
We're just
Hood
like-
famous?
Mhm.
I thought you meant like I wore a hood, but you mean
Yeah, that's
no,
how-
not like that hood. Like a hoodie. Oh my god! I meant like a hoodie. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, we can move on now.
Okay, moving on. I did not mean it like that.
No, stop it. We know
Good
you are
Lord.
fam bam. All right,
Absolutely.
Let's get into it since we are talking about apparel.
That is a good call.
Yes, we're talking about Zelensky's new suit, shiny suit man. Zelensky kind of broke the internet with the black suit. He's coming after Trump met with Putin. From all accounts, that meeting went well for Russia, not so well for the U.S. And Zelensky got the second invite, but Zelensky showed up dressed to the nines. So, Dre, you got us all together
Yeah.
every day for 7 seasons. What'd you think when you saw Zelensky's suit?
Zelensky was giving Zaddy. It was kind of crazy.
You taught me what a Zaddy is.
Yes,
Zelensky
you
is
know,
Zaddy.
Zelensky was kind of Zaddy in the suit. There was the whole no tie aspect. He was definitely filling his summer fantasy. Here's the thing. I don't know anything about the politics aspects. I do know about fashion, and whoever got him together really took their time to make sure he had a nice fitted summer suit on. He didn't look overly stuffy, where somebody else did maybe in that room. He looked very fresh. He looked youthful, which is kind of interesting considering that he's the leader of what a lot of people would say is like the darkest country in the world.
Yeah.
It's like the Fire Nation. So when you're thinking about this, it's really interesting that was the approach that he took and like coming with this fresh vibe versus, you know, the other party who was in there who...
Will not be mentioned
Well,
like
I mean,
Voldemort.
Exactly.
We are visual creatures.
But let's be
And-
clear.
and
There's
just-
there's some history with the suit.
Oh, I didn't know.
So the reporter who said you look good in that suit had previously attacked him for not wearing a suit. Now Zelensky famously wore camo or like a green jacket because he's in a war.
Right.
They're in a war.
Fire
so
Nation.
he
But it
is
was after
trying to be
Labor
part
Day.
of that.
You should have known.
So anyway, the guy said to him, "Hey, you look great in that suit." The same reporter. And Trump goes, "He attacked you before." And he goes, "Yeah, but I changed my suit. You didn't." And I do want to say something. Not only was that funny, but we forget Zelensky is a comedian.
Right.
He's a very funny stand-up. He did dick jokes. I mean, he's done really funny, like really, really raunchy stuff. So he's quick. He's good with the improv. And I thought that was a nice callback after someone took him down for wearing what his countrymen are wearing in the middle of a war. So I thought it was well done by him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing too that I'm just gonna say the quiet parts out loud. We see this I'll hear this about women a lot, and I see it a lot. There's this thing called pretty privilege, where if you have a certain amount of symmetry, I'll put it that way, then a lot of
For
times
the lay people, it's Big Booty Judy.
Oh my God, don't say Judy.
it has nothing to
Well,
do.
it rhymes.
It has nothing to do with the body. It's just like basically symmetry is also indicative of what we consider a good looking.
Right.
Like the more symmetrical you are, the more like, you know, traditionally good looking you are. Anyway, a lot of women will be called have pretty privilege, which means that they don't necessarily have to do all the things in order to look a certain way. And Zelensky's like that. He's the only one in that room that is like that. So to point out that he wasn't dressed quote unquote appropriately,
Right.
and then he shows up dressed that way, it's like, well, yeah, I can do both of those things, but ultimately what I'm really here to do is this. So if you're really gonna come for me and
Right.
take away why I'm here,
Yeah.
I'll show
give it
you
back.
what I, yeah.
That's how
Totally.
you know you look good, Jeray, when you walk in a room and be like, "Why'd you make me do this to y'all?"
And I
Yes.
respect
You know you
And
look
by the
good.
way, just one thing: the reporter, I believe, was Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend.
Really?
Oh, okay. Jeray, really quickly for our viewers, what are the rules about tie, no tie? What are your personal rules, tie, no tie?
Wait, as a dictator? Or
No,
like
as a person, I'm not thinking that a lot of our viewers are
Dictator?
In
dictators.
general, I was like, the dick was strong on that.
Yeah.
But
She's like, I better throw Tater on the end of this so we don't get
literally,
taken
I
off
was
our
like,
stream.
Tater? Sonic? Okay. You know, my rule of thumb when it comes to wearing a tie is there's a time and place. For me, you will not see me wearing a tie because my neck is thick. So I always
Oh.
feel like I'm like being like choked
Oh, I
almost
see.
when I wear a tie.
I would be
a
weirded
thigh,
out
a
if I saw
tie.
you in a tie.
It's just not my thing. I've had this whole thing since I was 20, and one of my jobs tried to force me to wear a tie, and I was like, I'm not wearing a tie. But here's the thing: there is a time and place when it comes to let's say that this was more of a how would you say that? Like many political leaders were coming together. It was like more of a ballroom sense.
Right.
That I would say more of a tie or a bow
Semi-formal.
tie. Exactly.
Would you wear a tie to something like that if you were going somewhere with like high?
Personally, I'd be more of a clip-on bow tie person myself.
Nice.
Okay.
But that's just me. I like a chain more,
Nice.
and it's kind of this new
I
era.
like that look.
Thank you, and I think a lot of this
Like a
new
bolo,
era,
maybe?
a bolo would be really dope. This new era of men are really going towards that aspect too. Ties are kind of becoming this like Poindexter thing, where we want to. Where women have had the ability to have flexibility in their style. It's not just a blouse and a skirt, right? You could wear a summer dress. You could wear a skirt. You could wear something see-through and be cute. This is our moment to try and like kind of switch it up. So in a way, Zelensky's kind of starting a new trend or helping to show more of that trend
because I saw
too.
that at the NBA draft. I saw a lot of guys didn't have ties on when they got drafted. They did have it buttoned up to the top with a really nice chain.
I feel like
So-
Coleman Domingo, is that his name? He does really good.
Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does really good tie work.
Yes.
Or alternative to tie work.
And Pascal too.
Pedro
Pedro
yes.
Pascal. He also,
He
I think he does
also
some really
plays with
great like playing into the tie or not having the tie. But yeah, I think this is part of this new era of man where we're seeing more fluidity in our clothing and how we're doing things in general.
All right, maybe that's the end of the era for ties, but it's also the end of the era for Just Like That. The series finale ended. Tori, I feel like you're the only person in this basement that watched it. Did you watch?
Did you? I'm
I
sure you
watched
watched
it.
it.
Oh, you watched? Oh, yeah.
She's
yeah.
a
So
big
you're-
fan.
You're okay.
It was horrendous.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it ended. The last shot was a piece of poo
What?
Aw.
in the toilet.
Oh, it's a turd.
It was a turd. It was a sad little turd.
What made you think it was horrendous? You need to explain that.
Okay, I'm just saying. I
Because
don't.
you've
let-
put a
listen,
lot of your life's hours into watching this show. Seriously, I mean, we all have.
I've wasted a lot of
No,
time.
we all have shows. It's not
No,
a
I
waste
know.
of time.
It just didn't. I think they didn't know it was getting canceled or moved on, so there wasn't a real feeling of finale to me. And then the ending, it just, I didn't want it. It was a classy show with really upscale outfits, and to end on the toilet was, I didn't love it.
All right, Erica, thoughts?
You know, I really I'm not really sure what to make of the outrage surrounding and Just Like That. It's like if you go back now because after the last or the finale, it automatically went to my whatever I was watching it on automatically start playing season 2 like episode 3. And I'm like, here's the thing. We've changed. All of us have grown. And I look back on those episodes and I'm like, it was a silly show.
It was very campy. Yeah.
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 Right.
So I
It was,
think
yeah.
the problem is to see women of a certain age. I think a lot of people didn't like it because they didn't feel like these women were the powerhouses or being portrayed as the powerhouses that we believed them to be when we were in it at that time. Right. And it's like now we're sitting here like, I'm 44 and I'm thinking of how I saw Carrie. Like Carrie would definitely be like my spirit princess. Like she's a little scattered. She's like a creative. It's like I get her. But then when I'm watching her now, I'm like, comparing her to the decisions and the things that I would do. And I feel like people just kind of felt disappointed that it didn't feel more cohesive and powerful.
Can I respond to that? Because I hear what you're saying, but I also feel like people felt the writing on those women were very specific. And we knew Charlotte. We knew Miranda. I'm kind of a Miranda. Okay, whatever. And we knew Samantha. We knew Carrie. And I felt, and I know a lot of people felt, like season 3 especially, the writing went like off the rails for these women. And it didn't cohesively go in conjunction with what we knew of these women.
And to your point,
yeah.
I think that they were trying to merge this new school aspect with the old school or the original thought process of what the show Sex and the City really was.
Without a Samantha, too.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think that was the biggest part. We were missing such a heart of the storyline with Samantha, right? And then we're adding all these other pieces to try and make it cohesive again. And it just, I tried watching a couple episodes. The last episode I watched was the one with Rosie O'Donnell and the bar, and I think that was from the season. I want to say my roommate was watching it, and I was like, "What's this?" And even for me, I fell off. It just wasn't really clicking home with like what I thought Sex and the City was. Sex and the City was this luxurious moment of these women empowering each other in this brand new, beautiful city for what it was back then, where New York still had mystery. And today's New York doesn't have that mystery, to be honest with you, not anymore. So I think that really just changed the dynamic for everything. They were trying to almost play into too many of today's, not to be canceled, to be completely honest with you. And maybe they should have just left it after the last movie.
The turd was not a good ending.
No.
Well, in defense of Sex and the City, I can say this as
are you like a big Charlotte?
Are looking at me.
Are you a Charlotte fan?
Because I have no dog in this fight.
Clearly,
just in terms of just overall your perspective at the age we are now and at the age that you were when you started watching the show. Is there anything from your mid to late 20s do you think that you would enjoy now?
That was a part of my point too. Like, are these women or are these characters allowed to evolve?
Right.
Because there's definitely nothing about my life now that would have applied to my life in my 20s.
Right.
I just didn't think, and I agree with that, I just don't think they evolved in the way that was consecutive to their characters beforehand. Like they went.
But would it be like, if you think of your 20-year-old self?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself now being that same person?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
And I'm closest to that age.
I never. Yeah.
I'm kind of.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, all right. And on that note, all right. By the way, really quick, before we even get into this topic, we haven't talked about it. Did everybody listen to the New Heights podcast with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
I saw the clips.
Okay.
I also saw the clips.
Okay.
I saw the whole thing.
Thoughts, Tortor?
Loved it.
All right.
Is it not overly produced at this point?
No, and I want to say something to that because this is really interesting. I watched someone called Chelsea Explains It. I think that's her name, Explains. She's a really good Instagrammer, and she was like, there's a reason Taylor Swift went on this particular podcast, and it was so produced, and I wanted to get your opinions. She said, journalists can have a way of, like, twisting things, and it was a very safe and smart choice to go to family. And be around, like, and everyone's like, Jason Kelce's the new Barbara Walters, you know what I mean?
God.
But there is a sense that, like, she was in a very safe space. And Taylor has been particular about and choreographed about who she is letting into. And she said something that, don't you think of the clip that she said, it made me think of you so much, that your energy, think of it as expensive.
Yeah.
And not everyone has the capital to afford it. And I was like, that's an Erica Cole.
Wow.
Let me tell you, I do plan on watching it because, I mean, obviously I've had this Swiftie adjacency for quite some time. And I've always said, I just respect Taylor as a business person. I respect who she's become. And I really thought, and I've only seen a few clips, and that was one of them. And also how they were talking about how she was like subliminally talking to, what's her face? Not
Blake Lively?
Blake Lively, yes. And that was a part of the
music?
Through the interview. We're not used to really seeing Taylor speak so openly.
For so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it did appear to be a very safe space. But that clip about, like, what people are assuming was about Blake Lively.
Like the headline part, right?
Yeah, saying how, she has friends who are, like, spinning out based on one thing that's said about them on social media. And I thought that was such an important point for her to make, especially somebody who gets trolled. She gets both of the energy and she gets it so amplified.
You need to calm down.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
to say, and I feel like we're also in this era now, particularly for women who have been told, don't be too much. Don't lean into, you can be great, but you can't act like you know it. Like there is this overcorrection of humility. And when she said that, my energy, it's expensive, like I feel like that's the type of stuff that's going out now into the world, allowing people to know, like, you can talk your ish.
Yeah.
Right.
Back it up.
Yeah. And
But you can
I
talk
think
your
she's- I think
ish.
she's done that. I'll just say this, Dre, I want to get your thoughts before we get to the actual Taylor Swift story. I looked at it. Obviously, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I do respect what she's done. And just as a layperson looking at them, I was like, it's so refreshing and startling to see two people that are clearly
so in love.
waiting to rip each other's clothes off.
They were so
And
sexy together.
Not just get after it.
Totally.
On some just wild sex.
Totally agree.
Very primal.
I agree.
And very sexy. And I think a lot of the sexuality that we see on camera now is very choreographed.
I agree with you. I thought it
We
was
are
so
promoting
sexy.
a movie, and me and Tori are going to fake like we're in love, and I'll kiss up your arm like Pepe Le Pew. And no one does that. The way that they were looking at each other, Dre, was like the only way you look at somebody where you're like, we got 20 more minutes now. I'm going to see you.
I
Take off
completely
everything.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
That's such an interesting, different aspect of where I was coming from, because where I was really thinking about with this interview is that it's so refreshing to see someone of Taylor's stature to step out and really open up.
Yeah.
I think back to like how Denzel Washington I forgot who said it, but someone said that Denzel Washington had told them to monitor how much you give to yourself on social media, right? Because that is your currency, very similar to your energy, right? Especially for models, actors, talent in general, the more you are publicly just out there, the less special you can
Right.
become for a film or for a movie, because you're just out there for the public anyways. So to see someone like Taylor Swift step down from the pedestal, so to speak, and really be so open in the conversation. We kind of see this with Travis, I feel like, a lot more, because he's doing all those interviews
He is
before
so
and
in love
after
with her.
with football. But I think it shows that she's really in love with
Totally.
him at the same
She's
time.
like,
Yes.
you're so handsome, and she held his little face.
Right. And I think that is so special to see, because we're really seeing Taylor let her guard down. And this is a woman who had to have her guard all the way up after she was lied and stolen from with so many different parts of her career.
Mm-hmm.
So that part I really respect. I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but I respect the
Oh,
woman.
I'm a Swiftie. I do want to say she did apparently give subliminal messages that she will be the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Apparently, it was the sourdough comment.
Yeah, I don't know why the sourdough was so
San
important.
Francisco is
Oh, I've always had
notorious
sourdough in San
for
Francisco.
its sourdough.
I have chowder in the sourdough bowls.
I don't like the sourdough bowls. I panic and I'm scared it's going to start to leak.
It's getting all mushy.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
like
wet
it either.
bread, bro. I don't want wet bread.
Although I
that's the
recently
point.
started eating sourdough bread because it has a higher protein count.
And also, it's delicious.
It's really good.
And I would
didn't
like to
know
so
that.
start.
good.
I want to start making it. I know you have to get a starter, and I'm like about 80% sure of what that is.
Girl, are you like
That's an honest.
You're like
that's
4 years
honest.
I think
late.
it's
Everyone
like
was making
dust
sourdough
or
during
like
COVID.
yeast.
Yeah.
Like
My
a,
mom
is it
did.
a seed?
It's
It seems
the-
like
It's
Harry
a
Potter
germ,
It's a
spell.
yeast
isn't
that
it?
grows.
It's a
It's
germ.
a yeast. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a yeast.
It's alive.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
well, we will talk about sourdough at
Yeah,
another time.
yeah.
Not that I'm not interested. Put a pin in that. Let's. We have to get
Man
serious.
River.
Marquita, yes, you should like sourdough. It's amazing. Toasted. Come on,
Oh my
dog.
God, you guys.
I can't.
I made it with tuna and a chickpea salad.
Yum!
It was
That sounds delicious.
Ty made it. It was so
Just
good. Okay,
tuna.
I'll let
I
it
am
go
hungry.
now. I'll
It's
let
like
it
a
go.
delicious little plate.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
a pita, but it's sourdough.
Yeah.
It's great. It's delicious.
All right. Even though fresh warm pita, come see me, dog. We can talk about this later. All right, let's get sadly serious, as we have to talk about the United States gymnastics team. And it's, Tori, it just seems like every time I've talked about this, for as accomplished as a team as they are, such a legacy, so many gold medals, I feel like we're constantly talking about the scandals. Maybe it's because they never handled them, such as in this scandal. So, I want to make sure that I give this story the accuracy. So after the Larry Nassar, I don't want to call it a debacle, because I believe that
The assault? The assault?
Yes, but I mean in terms of the.
It was a crisis. It was a
yes, it
sex
was a
abuse
crisis that was
crisis.
actively covered up. That's what I want to say. It was there was a predator that was being covered for. After that was at least brought to light. Safe Sport was created.
Yeah, it's a U.S. Center for Safe Sport. It was supposed to be like an outside body that would help,
Like an independent counsel.
right, that would hear these allegations, would investigate, and would, dispense some sort of justice.
And did they hear about this case?
Well, the one that we're talking about. So this was a coach at a prominent U.S. Gymnastics Academy in Des Moines, Iowa. This coach was hired on and given, reign over some of the best young athletes at this gym, was taken from a gym in Mississippi, I believe. From a job in Mississippi, and then was quietly let go, and nobody knew why. And apparently it was reported to Safe Sport, and now 4 years later, he's been arrested by the FBI for those allegations.
Wow.
Including,
So Safe Space did nothing.
well, they suspended him, so he wasn't able to coach anymore.
I see, but
he was
justice.
able to go and get another job.
Wow.
I believe at like a senior center type of a situation.
God. So
And he was accused of sexually abusing 3 girls at that at the Des Moines gym, and then also recording girls at his prior job in Mississippi in the changing rooms and bathrooms.
That's
I mean,
disgusting.
it's disgusting. And Jure, this is like it just reminds me so much of the Larry Nassar situation. He was accused by so many young
It's like
women.
129 people?
Yes, and he had inserted his fingers at certain times. This needs to be said.
Yeah.
Because we keep dancing around it and this shit keeps happening. So let's have a discussion about this. It's like the parents complained, the girls complained, and it went up the chain, and then it just dissolves, and these people are allowed to move freely. And if you worked at Chase Bank and you stole $10,000 out of the register, do you think they wouldn't make sure that Bank of America didn't know that if you applied for a job there?
Absolutely.
How does
You worked
this?
at a bank?
Yes, I've also have been a coach for adolescent children
Oh,
before,
so talk
up to
to
the
us,
age of
please.
like 21. So I was a competitive cheer coach, and I did a little bit of high school cheer coach and basic gymnastic tumbling. The thing is that's disgusting to me is that your trust, these people, families are putting their trust in you to really make sure that these young children, girls and boys, are learning the skill set to hopefully get them out of a situation. 90% of the time, that's the main objective of this. Yes, it's for sports and camaraderie and all that good stuff. But the main objective for a lot of these kids is to get out of the situation that they're in, to have a better future for them,
Right.
and to rely on a skill set to get them there. So when you have an adult like this who's supposed to be a professional and someone who is more advanced in the skill set, taking advantage of these kids to do whatever the hell that they're wanting to do, it's fucking gross.
Yeah.
It's really gross. Not only for like the disgusting predator behavior that they're doing, but you're taking advantage of these people's opportunity. A lot of these people, when you're talking about gymnastics, this is not a cheap sport. This is thousands of dollars you're putting in every month. Sometimes you're paying your mortgage to put these children through these coaching scenarios. $2,000 to $3,000, and that's baseline. We're not even talking about doing privates and the traveling and all of that stuff. So when you are talking about these adults taking advantage of these situations and nothing being done at the top for years, with cheer coaches, for instance, if you even had a inch, there was even a suspicion,
inkling of it.
an inkling that something was going on, you would be suspended immediately, and there was an investigation put on. The investigation has to be given, and here in the state of Colorado, I know this at least, in Colorado Springs, the investigation has to be given over to the authorities because you are endangering children.
Right.
So real quick, they did report it to authorities, but according to this, his disciplinary case still has not been resolved with Safe Sport.
4 years
that
later?
possible?
4 years?
Yeah, and he's now, of course, been arrested on federal child pornography charge.
Let me just I'm just going to throw this out there, and I'm not making any accusations, but when I hear things like that, it makes me feel or think that the people who are supposed to be holding these predators accountable are doing the same thing.
Yep.
Because why
Yes.
else do they ignore?
I mean, if
Why?
it's like, it's no different. Like, let you use the analogy of the bank thing.
Right.
But like, let's say we all work at a restaurant. You know that every day in the middle of the day, I go in and I take $20 from the cash register, like slowly. Well, I know that Al has been changing the numbers on the check. I'm not going to tell on Al because then Al's going to say something about what I'm doing. And now we're all getting a piece of this restaurant undercover, and then we're protecting each other because we're birds of a feather. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I totally.
That's what it looks like.
And I like that analogy just because I think it's too easy to just blanket everybody by saying they're all predators. I think the other thing that these people are, which is as gross, is they are addicted to power and the prestige that comes along with being associated with such an international brand.
Yes.
I'm sure the lifestyle, the travel, and
There's millions of dollars in this.
So what are you going to do? You're going to give that up because you and your regime, one person was accused. You're just like, all right, we just won't mention Erica, and we're going to go to Seoul and go to the U.S. games there. All of these people have something to gain by this not coming out.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we've noticed with all of these predators that affiliate themselves with a larger organization. The organization self-protects.
Yes.
So whether it's the Boy Scouts or whether it's the Gymnastics or Ohio State Wrestling
Or the
Michigan
Catholic
State
Church.
or the Catholic Church, there's a larger organization that sadly doesn't care about the girls. They're like, we built this brand.
Yeah.
And we're not letting one dude, even though they should, they're not. And so it's weirdly a system of self-protection where the brand protects the predator and the predator is protected by
And
the
who
brand.
gets lost in the middle are the children. Yeah.
You mean the only
100%.
reason that these things exist? Yeah.
These poor girls, I mean, they've been waiting for years to get justice. And, you know, like,
No closure.
no closure.
No.
And no closure, and also once again being robbed of their opportunity to have a future,
Right.
of being able to go to Ohio, or not Ohio State, Michigan State, or
University
Yale,
of Michigan, come
University,
on now.
yeah, something
Not
for
Michigan
gymnastics
State.
where they really. I'm so sorry, I forgot which depressing college
Yeah.
you went to. I'm so sorry.
Michigan just wrapped up their
I
cheating
forgot where you were
scandal
seeing
yesterday.
Alanis Morissette at.
Yeah.
My
I
bad,
was so
sis.
sad. You're right. Jeray knows. Jeray's
I've
heard the story.
I've heard, baby. But yeah, I think even more so, in addition to not getting justice once again, what's even sadder for me is that not only do they have to carry these scars, these emotional wounds with them that are wide open, but they also, this man robbed them of being able to have more courage, more confidence to step on that floor and do what they were supposed to do.
Right.
We were actually speaking of when how did you put it yesterday? We were speaking of people who rob people of energy, essentially.
Destiny swappers.
Destiny swappers.
Yeah.
And this is such a
Wait, what is
prime
that?
example.
Destiny swappers?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So this is I don't know, like,
This is
it's-
a much different
yeah,
aspect,
this is
for
like
sure.
a robbing of destiny, but like destiny swapping is like you identify someone that you like truly admire, but it's not that you admire them, it's that you want to actually embody the things that you believe make them quote unquote special.
Single white female.
So yeah, so it's like it's a sharing of the energy until you get to a point, and this people will know, you'll know if this has happened to you. So you'll get to a point where they've embodied every single aspect of what they believe makes you special, and then they have to shut you out because it's like you don't exist.
Oh,
now
it's like a Black
they
Mirror
are
episode.
Yes.
that they're you, like all the things. So it's like if it's like hair, nails, that, you know, some like it's just everything that
They
you
embody.
right.
Oh, wow.
And then they shut you out, and then they realize like after a little while that like that power, that source wasn't theirs. It was an emulation of someone else, and generally they'll come back around because they need a refill of your energy.
And in this aspect is destiny robbing. They are robbing these youth
Sure.
Right.
of being able to portray and move forward in their lives and what was supposed to be ordained for them to do in their
Right.
lives. to
And which is why they
succeed.
went into gymnastics in the first place.
100%.
Confidence. And,
Right.
right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
And also,
Absolutely.
just like imagine the trauma of being a young person and you're told growing up, see something, say something. If somebody does something,
Yeah.
Erica, you let me know. Tori, if that guy comes after you, you come get out. Imagine because when you're little, you embody that. You're like, I'm gonna go get a haircut, something goes down, and then you go get them,
And they don't do anything.
And they don't do. Imagine what that does to your construction of what the world and what safety looks like for you when you're too small to defend yourself.
Yeah. Right.
You have no money, and the only power structures ahead of you are like, we're gonna get right on top of that. Like, I mean, it's
called abandonment issues of all kind.
Absolutely. Tori, do you have anything before we wrap it up? Because
No,
Eric had
they
a good
said it all.
transition
Yeah.
with Destiny Swappers.
Yeah, go with that.
Because Michael Dean is going to hit us to some new words from
Oh, I love this, guys. This could
Merriam.
be fun.
Oh, Cambridge Dictionary.
Cambridge
what happened?
Dictionary.
What happened to Merriam
They're
Webster?
still on. I follow them on
Do they have
Instagram. They have
beef?
an awesome. No, they
Cambridge
don't.
is more like British.
Yeah, it's more.
So it's more global.
Yeah.
Also, guys, play along if you're watching because this is
And
going to be
there were
fun.
6,000 words added to the Cambridge Dictionary. So they, are all about just keeping up with the times. But some of them we're going to do here. We're going to start with skibbity.
So we're to tell you what skibbity means, and please
I know
write
what
in.
Skibbity means.
I don't know.
Doesn't it mean?
You
It
don't
was
know what
coined by the
skibbity-bop-bop.
creator of Skibbity Toilet,
I know. It's
Wait,
an
I'm sorry.
animated YouTube series.
Yes. You guys don't know?
Jacob, do you know what skibbity
Well,
is?
hold on. Well, let's hear what
Okay,
each
good.
of you guys take a guess.
Okay.
Jeray, what do you guess that Skibbity means?
You said something about toilets?
It was the
No lifelines.
Okay.
here, wait. I can give you some phrases that is
Okay,
common
use it in a
usage.
sentence.
But they're going to
please.
get it from
Phrase.
context.
No, just use it in a sentence.
They're going to get it from context. I think it'll be better if you just
Okay,
let them
okay.
answer.
Okay, I'm gonna say skibbity is like you don't know how to wipe your ass. Like you got skid mark in your underwear. Like these motherfuckers, these young boys stay all
Someone wrote
skibbity
poop?
up in here.
Okay.
Exactly.
Julia
Julia, I'm right there
agrees.
with you, girl. He doesn't
Okay.
know how to wipe his ass.
That is-
Erica,
Dump him.
did Jeray steal your answer?
No, he did not. He did not.
Because he's meant to try.
I was like, skibbity sounds like a way to describe someone who can't be decisive.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Skibbity.
They keep skipping around.
Okay.
Skippity doodah.
skibbity.
Skibbity. I think someone says that's just nasty.
I'm sorry, Marquita.
I think skibbity means that you're sketchy.
Okay. Yeah. And
Don't
I'll,
be skibbity.
I'll go, I think the answer is kind of the hybrid between Jeray and Tor, like a sketch kind of gross area, like a sketchy gross area.
So, the Cambridge Dictionary defines skibbity as, quote, a word that can have different meanings,
Okay.
such as cool or bad, or
Wait.
it can be used with no real meaning as a joke.
Wait, what?
So, like, here are the examples. What the skibbity are you doing? That wasn't very skibbity riz of you.
What?
Not skibbity
Skibbity
Riz.
Riz.
Riz, I know.
feel
I
like
know
we
Riz.
tried
I have a
really
lot of
hard
Riz,
with
I
that
think.
one. Skibbity Riz of you. Wow.
I don't know. I don't.
I love it. Okay, Michael Dean, what's our next word?
I don't get what it means still.
It's okay. You can just
Okay.
use it
It's an
for wherever you want.
onomatopoeia is what it sounds like.
I don't think
I
it
think this
is.
one should be pretty easy for you guys. And I think I've heard you use it, Tori. Delulu.
Oh, delusional.
Oh,
The Delulu is real.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you how I was in the comments. I'm very seldom in the comments, but I said Delulu on DBL, and
Did people come for you?
people acted like I made it up. I was like, no one has heard of Delulu.
Y'all don't watch Bravo.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
was like, yeah.
I've heard Delulu.
People, I was like,
Delusional.
I had to go on and be like, I did not make this up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where, like, all of a sudden it was like, I guess, niche. And then all of a sudden it became like just universal because now I hear people say it all the time.
Even the Australian Prime Minister has used it. Saying
Really?
They are Delulu with no Solulu.
Are they talking about America?
Wait.
yeah.
Is that about America?
Makes a lot of
That's
sense.
really
Feels
skibbity of
spot
you,
on.
Michael Dean. That's
Makes a
very skibbity.
lot of sense.
I love it. All right, Michael Dean, do you have another one for us?
Oh, yes. We like this one. Broligarchy.
Oh, I know what that means.
Oligarchy.
It's got to be oligarchy with your bros. It's got to be people that you are bros with that rule the country. It's like Trump and his people. They're broligarchy.
It's like what's
You can
it-
at least give me credit. That was
yeah,
good.
that was good.
Okay,
But it's
thanks.
like it's an actual group. It's like Zuckerberg and like
Yeah.
everybody that identifies as a bro.
Yeah, they're bros, but they're all in a pack, like a fraternity, and they lead something, like a broligarchy.
Like Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Like the tech
So
world.
this is a small group of men, especially men owning or involved in a tech business who are extremely rich and powerful and who have or want political influence.
Yes, we nailed it.
That's great.
Nailed it.
All right, Michael Dean, do you have one more or a few more?
Yeah, I've got a couple more. Luke.
Spell
Spelled
it.
Lewk.
Oh, your look.
It's a look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
Dre, you know that. You've taught us that.
It's a look. It's
Jeray,
like,
can
get
I
into the
ask
look.
you how many words have come into the mainstream from Bravo
Wait.
or drag? Because I've heard you mention words, and then years later I hear regular housewives saying.
Do you remember?
I
Wait, I have
know,
a story.
right?
Really quick, I asked Jeray once, hey, can I say, okay, sis?
Literally.
And he
I just
wrote
looked at
back,
her.
absolutely not.
Do
You
not.
cannot do it.
Don't do it
Jeray.
without me,
So I was like,
babes.
thanks, Dre.
Yeah,
Thanks.
You know, it's so funny because I have a very broad vocabulary
Yeah.
when it comes to how I speak, and depending on who I'm around and whatnot. But when you're around me for a long amount of time, you hear a lot of vocabulary from me. The hetero world has stolen my language, okay? They have stolen our language. Sis, queen, look, yes,
Snatched.
mama, snatch,
Yas.
slay,
Yas.
you know?
Slay. Yeah.
These are all these things it was all the words
girls.
the girls are fighting. Yes, you know, this
I
right
do, yes,
here. Yes,
and I
this
don't know
is
what I'm
Naomi,
doing.
Miss Rahi out of New York. She is a trans woman who created
Oh.
this. It is now a universal sign
Yeah.
for like, yes, you ate that. That's
Right.
what this means.
Oh.
So the girls be loving the game.
That's one of my favorite things too. Is like saying somebody ate. I
Oh,
like
they
that.
ate that.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 + 4.
Yeah,
They ate that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
good.
I do think that that's a part. I mean, it's low key a little destiny swappy.
Yeah.
When you, yes, don't nobody come for me. I know I'm like adjacent to this community. However, yeah, because what happened was we have all of these queens. I mean, they're queens. They got onto these platforms. Great. But everybody's got a glam team, and there's a lot of borrowing
Yes, sure.
that is
Oh.
happening.
They be
Even-
taking
and
it.
then
That's
it's
true.
brought into mainstream and
All the way
then-
down to how these women get dressed, the hair and makeup, underpainting, for
Yeah, right.
instance. It was a TV makeup trick, right? All of a sudden, I forgot what makeup artist. There's just been this huge release of one makeup artist with the Sephora brand. The girls are going crazy over underpainting. You know who's been underpainting for the last like 50
You.
years? Drag queens.
Yeah, right.
Me.
So let me
Right.
say something. Drag queens also Vogue. I always
Yeah.
thought Vogue, all Madonna.
Yeah.
No, it
No.
came from the 80s.
Madonna
Oh
ate
my
that
God,
up
that was
from-
not
I had to learn
created
it.
by
Yeah,
Madonna.
but
She's
What I'm
being
saying.
honest. I mean, there's no way to get that
No.
information.
Right,
Probably the
so
most time.
80s drag queen,
Yes.
people of color create, and I didn't know voguing at all.
Absolutely.
So you have to learn
And you
that.
know what? A lot of it, and this is where it like gets diluted too. There's a lot of things that come from Black culture, to
Sure.
be honest with you, that LGBTQ communities have taken and spun off,
Oh, wow.
and we recreated it like sissies, right? Sissies. Once upon a time, if you're in the South and you got called a sissy,
Yeah, it was bad
those are
news.
fighting words.
Yeah, right.
Baby, that is a whole that's a subdivision on Pornhub now. Okay,
Sissy?
like yes,
What's
baby.
sissy?
The
What's a-
girls. Well,
Sissy
I will
that
let
walk.
you look that up.
Sissy, what?
Sissy that walk.
Sissy that walk.
What's
too.
Sissy that
There's
walk?
Sissy that walk. We've created Sissy to be this whole new thing. You see these boys walking around with crop shirts that
I
say
see.
Sissy on them. Like there's all these
But
things.
I shouldn't
It's so
say
weird.
sissy.
The crop tops at the gym now
Oh,
on the straight
that-
guys
the
is
straight
a total
boys?
thing. And
Everywhere.
I'm like, they're
Wow.
On the straight
Everywhere.
guys.
The straight men love a crop top.
Yeah.
It's 1985 all over again.
They're being Delulu.
in LA. Oh, honey, the Delulu is real. Okay, let me
Don't
tell
be
you.
skibbity.
The girls, the boys. Don't be skibbity. Yes. Look at her using her vocabulary. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Yeah, it's so fun. But you know what? It also what we spoke to in the very beginning. This new era of man is happening. We're breaking down a lot of the boundaries. I feel like women, of course, because women are always ahead of the curve on it. Y'all have been on this, okay? Women have been doing this. Y'all been putting on jeans instead and wearing oversized clothing and doing all this stuff. Where men, do you know the last 2 days before I came here, I went for 2 days, I went to like 15 stores across LA. I could not find a short that I liked. I could not find a
the
short.
right length, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want a nice little 6-inch short.
Right, it's very
6-inch
short
inner
now.
seam. I want a little
please
chubby
explain
thigh.
what is a good length of shorts for
Michael
this
Dean always
season.
teaches me too.
You know, for this season, okay, so for
It's
right
mid-thigh.
now, I would say mid-thigh. Yes.
So pretty high.
5 to 6 inch inner seam. Really,
Oh.
5 inches the sweet spot because I want to look like I'm a street walker, but I still am a man of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you can see the thigh, but you can't feel the thigh.
Right.
You know?
So funny.
But and then like for the more conservative, 6 inches is fine then at that point.
Okay.
It's the only time anything under 7 inches is really a good time, But I'll let you take that with
That
whatever
is
you want it to
awesome.
be. But yeah, 5 to 6 inches like the
Spicy.
ideal. But right now, for some reason, there's also this 90s era being repeated
The
right
long
now.
one.
Girl, these
Right.
long shorts,
Yes.
9 inches. Why? What do I need a 9
Wait,
inch
are those the ones
seam
that come
for?
past the knee?
Yes, it's like I grew up with a lot of big Latino communities, so shout out to my Latinos. It's like the vato shorts.
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
go
yeah.
right underneath the knee,
with
right?
the
High
socks
socks.
hiked up
The
too.
high socks and
Okay.
the
Yeah.
chucks,
Sticky
yeah.
shorts.
I do
exactly.
that. I do a high sock.
So right now, it pisses me off because the 90s era is taking over the gay era and certain things, and I'm having.
Why don't you bring in the 90s gay era?
That's what I'm looking for. I want to be like 89. I
What,
need an 89
what is
gay
what is
era.
something that's very stereotypically 1990s gay, where you would look and be like, that is of that time?
Leather. Like, and when I say leather, I mean like a latex bodysuit. Actually, not leather. I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
latex, more or less.
Oh, that's like out of
Yeah.
style now?
Like
I would say-
LeMay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Very
LeMay
much.
is a-
Like a
Yes.
singlet that's like just latex. Like that's like 90s.
Where would you even buy that?
West Hollywood off of Santa Monica Boulevard.
That's where I lived for 10 years.
Yes, leather.
Exactly.
Next to Salt and Straw was a store called Andrew something. You go right on it.
Literally.
I think Tori and I, we were talking about it on Friends from Work, where we were like, we're not sex shaming anybody, but we can't get into the latex because we panic in our heads.
Oh,
and as
baby,
soon
I
as
would
I
sweat.
put it on, I'd be like, I have to pee.
I can't get out.
Am I ruining the vibe? And I'm like, somebody undo me.
I'm so
My
worried.
wrists are tied.
Where's
It's coming.
I want to highlight a comment from Sarah Leela. Earlier, she mentioned you should watch Pose. If you
that's,
haven't
Ooh.
no,
seen
that's how I learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's
learned
how
about
I
it.
did.
Yeah, that's
Post.
how I learned it.
We were
only.
watching
Post together.
It was
I keep forgetting
educational,
about
yeah,
that.
but
Pose
like
is so
it
such
taught
a
me
great
lot.
show.
Yes.
Such a great show.
Pose is one of those shows where Jerry is like in the makeup room. He's like, oh, you should watch Pose. And like 30 minutes into the first episode, I'm crying by myself. I'm like, thanks, Jerry.
Yeah.
Really relaxing evening.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Very
when
much
that
so.
kid's dad kicked him out, I was like, well, this got to come out now.
Yeah.
This is all this has been building up anyway.
You guys want one last word?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Okay.
It's actually 2 words. Mouse jiggler.
Oh, okay.
What's your guess?
I
This
think
is
it
also
has.
at a shop in Santa Monica.
You're being so funny. I think it's something with the like your computer mouse. You're a mouse jiggler because you switch
Oh,
dating apps.
I like
maybe
that.
or you know what I mean.
I-
You switch.
I
You
was
jiggle?
on that same wavelength,
Okay.
but I was thinking more like when people just jiggle things to make them work better.
I
pretty
was
good.
going with more of
Speaking
a
of the
Mine was
90s,
good.
of making it look like you're being busy, but you're working from home, and you just got to keep that mouse.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding. That's the mouse
Good.
jiggler.
Millennia, honey. Yes, that's
That's
how you work from home nowadays.
amazing.
That's not what I do with my employer.
Damiana says I use that when I work remotely.
Oh no
Period,
way!
Damiana. Yes, I
Mouse
feel you.
jiggler it could be less sexual though.
It's
It's a little.
but it's really the actual act of just getting your screensaver off.
Totally.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
good.
so that you can,
That's good.
Because a lot of companies, I don't know what companies do this. I don't work for them, but a lot of companies will actually have can see sensors on your screen. So you'll log in, and your manager can oversee like if you're not moving your mouse. So it'll say like, oh, this person hasn't been active in over an hour and a half, even though they're clocked in.
They better mouse
that's
jiggle.
Why the girls need a mouse jiggle? Exactly.
So your manager's job is just to make sure that your mouse jiggles?
I mean, they're doing other things too.
Like,
It's part of the overseeing.
Seems like it's a lot.
What's that song? I like to wiggle wiggle. My mouse jiggle jiggle.
That sounds like the way like your like nicest auntie talks to you about like if your sex life isn't doing like, look, honey, sometimes you gotta
just
jiggle
gotta
his
break out that mouse jiggle,
okay?
baby.
You guys are married.
I
It's
cannot
fine.
imagine ever having a conversation like that with my aunt, and I
aunt is a
am
fully
an aunt too
recognized
many
human
now,
being.
and I cannot imagine having that conversation
My-
to the ones either.
My Aunt Barbara would talk about mouse jiggling for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody got some wild aunts and uncles. They make the parties fun.
There was suggestions. There wasn't being told exactly what to do. I want to make that very clear
Right.
for the girls because we had some people who were a little triggered earlier.
Oh,
so
okay.
Just to make sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
With what?
There was we were getting that maybe an aunt or uncle was giving you guidelines for the future. Kind
Right.
Of
They
thing.
weren't like sitting you
Yeah.
down. You know what they did more than anything, Jeray? Your fun aunt and uncle they just didn't shame like whatever you brought up. Like if you were like, hey, we're hanging out, and that,
Absolutely.
and they're just like, look, I grew up in the 70s, and ain't no big deal.
Literally.
Just hearing that doesn't make you feel like a monster of whatever you're talking about. They're not going to say, here's what I did. They're just like, you good. We did that in our 20s.
I remember, like, I sat one of my aunts down, and I was like, yeah, I'm bi. And she was like, okay, mijo. So first of all, you like dudes. Anyways, do you want to, like, what else can we do? Do you want to do hair? Do you want to do makeup? Like, what's good, So I do love that, because she grew up in the 70s, and she's, baby, I saw it all.
Free love, baby. Free love.
I love it. All right, well, let's talk about this. It's so weird because when I hear this person's moniker, I sadly think about Billy Ocean, which is a positive thing, Caribbean queen. But we're talking about the worst kind of queen, the ketamine queen.
Oh, God.
Yes. She was famous.
I was just thinking about trying ketamine.
Really?
You know what?
Yeah, for therapy.
We should go. How about we open up the story first?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well. So she got.
Thanks, Dre. Right as always.
She pled to 5 federal charges. And I'm sure each of them carries a sentence of what, 5 to 15?
And this is
she's
Matthew
looking
Perry.
at up to 65 years.
Yep.
And this is Matthew Perry's dealer, just so everyone knows. And she's known as the ketamine queen, just for context, because she would have a lot of ketamine.
Thank you, Tori, for explaining that.
A lot.
The Matthew
Captain
Perry part was
Obvious.
helpful. That was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, is this too much time, Erica? 65 years.
I think so. If I'm understanding how she even ended up in this position, it was definitely an operation that extended. Like, it's not like I think people think like, oh yeah, somebody sold drugs and then it's like this like corner thing that you're like envisioning. This was a full blown operation. And she invested, and her house, like the trap house or whatever, like everything was like running through this.
What's a trap house?
It's where people go and do drugs.
check
or,
the-
like,
I do want to
Cambridge
make
Dictionary.
sure too, though, like when we're speaking to these narratives of like a trap house and like the drug spot and whatnot, this space actually, because I currently live in Los Angeles and in Hollywood, this is about 20 minutes away from my home, about north of my home. It's not a crazy area. It's not the area that you would like. And it's
Assume.
not for you. Not morally just putting a vision of what this place really
Right.
was.
yeah, I
It
think
wasn't
her
the
house
ideal.
was like
It was
like
a cute
million.
condo. Yeah, it was a very cute
something.
house.
But
Yeah.
it was used, this is great, to store, package, and distribute narcotics, including ketamine and methamphetamine, since at least June of 2019.
That's a very different
and they found
clientele base.
79 vials of ketamine among other drugs and drug trafficking items, such as money counting machines, in her residence.
Where did she get her supply from? Which is what someone asked. Kind Japan asked. I also have that question.
I don't know, but this is the other sad thing. She also admitted, as part of this plea agreement, to selling ketamine in connection with another overdose death. So it wasn't just Matthew that died as a result of getting drugs from this woman.
Can I say something that's probably going to be wildly unpopular?
Yeah.
What stopped you before?
When we brought this story up, Tori casually said, because it is at least decriminalized in a lot of states, I'm thinking about doing ketamine therapy. There's a lot of people that have done it. It's good. It's helped people with depression long term. People really do it to help themselves.
PTSD and things like that.
Things like that. Drugs, the reason that this woman had a house that was worth millions of dollars in Los Angeles and she had a full business with people working for her is because she had a product that people wanted. So sometimes we decide those products are illegal, like marijuana, and we throw people in jail. Then we decide they're not illegal, and then the old Boston market around the corner from our job, you can go through the drive-through and get blunts.
Yeah.
So these are
and really good chicken.
they said. So these are arbitrary rules that are fluctuating, but the demand is always there. So should there be a 65-year sentence when we couldn't get around to the old gymnastics scandal?
Can I respond to you? If they
Those are adults making a decision to buy those drugs. by
Okay,
the
but
way.
if
Go
it's
ahead.
causing deaths like that, that's kind of a
Those are-
second degree manslaughter. I mean, you can really, if you can point to her and say this is the reason, there is murder charges.
But you can
bring up.
also point to adults and say they made a decision to buy those
100%.
drugs.
I mean,
and when you buy drugs,
that's the defense. Right?
that's something that you are aware of.
I think the bigger question here is she really getting this amount of time because of the person, the main person?
Matthew
that's her?
Perry, right.
And
By the way, it's
that's
his
sad
birthday
part.
today.
That's, God
Isn't
rest
that
his soul.
crazy?
I think that's the sadder part because I can guarantee you there is thousands of other people who have died from her ketamine overdoses if she's been running a scandal like this for this amount of time, and we're paying attention, and she's getting on the hook because of the person who passed away, unfortunately.
And also, we're calling her the ketamine queen, and we're assuming that he overdosed on her drugs, but there's a lot of wear and tear on that engine.
Absolutely.
Before that she got to her. So it's like, I don't know. Was she at Clive Davis's house when she died, Whitney Houston? Can we blame
No,
the
she was
last
at the
party
Beverly
you're
Hilton. She was
at?
at Beverly Hilton.
Yeah.
But there was
well,
stuff leading up to that.
Right.
No
okay,
shade
but
to the
see,
queen.
Kai in Japan says her supplier is the bigger fish. Something smells like a foot here at like a Seattle fish market in the summer.
Yes.
It's yeah. Seriously, but that's definitely, to me, if she's first of all, for her to plead so that she would get 65 is what she's looking at. That's on the high end.
Yeah.
So she's just in a situation where she had to plead in order of hopes of coming out of jail one day.
Yeah, she pled guilty.
But
yeah.
who is she not rolling on in order to stay alive for that amount? Like, that's the thing. It's like when you're going down that road, people are, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, I totally feel that.
And yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. Tor, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but Dre, I found this so interesting because, we've been seeing such a spike in overdose deaths, and people were like, kind of like, what's going on, this fentanyl, things like that. And I was listening to this cartel dealer that did 26 years in jail. He used to work with a particular cartel, and so he was around during the El Chapo, everything that was going down. And he said what happened was once the U.S. government started targeting cartel leaders and extraditing them and sending them to big boy jail, that took down cartels that were family businesses. Because again, remove your feelings. This is just a product.
Yeah.
This is a product people want. Some people want cigs. Some people want to buy T-shirts.
Yeah.
Some people want to buy kilos of cocaine. Yeah. You can buy anything on this planet. And this was a family business. They sold the drugs. The family business falls apart because the head of it goes. And then what it turns into? It turns into a short-term business. So
how much can we get out?
Right, because you're not like, hey, I'm Erica of this cartel and my grandmother or my dad. Like, you'd be proud of that. They were proud of that. They funded their lives with that. Now that was gone, you just have people like, I don't care. Just put whatever in it. Jack it up. And so, like, we are weirdly suffering in terms of quality because we took away the people that were in charge of the quality control. If you stepped on El Chapo's, like, the stuff he gave you, you would be decapitated because his name is tied to that product.
Right.
No one would dare step on that. But now that all those guys are gone, it's just like if you bought some drugs from a guy wearing a marshmallow head at a concert. He's got no investment in, like, whether you get sick or not. So it's very weird, like, the law of unintended consequences. Like, everything, we're like, we got the leaders, and now you got 10,000 dudes that don't give you know what. So,
like Pablo Escobar cared about the quality.
say what you want. He built some hospitals. Look, everybody's complicated. His legacy is extra complicated, but there was a reason and there was a vacuum for him to rise to power. It's when people don't have shit. And when there's no hospital, when there's no grocery store, when y'all are hungry, you're like, I don't care if he's also sending cocaine to the U.S. with that bag of bananas. My son got glasses.
Al
Think about
Capone had soup kitchens.
I mean,
Chicago.
presidents are in the same aspect.
Bootleggers,
We're leading a war on one area so that we can lead for freedom on the other. It's no different from what a drug dealer is doing a lot of time. It's just looked down upon because it's not legal in most aspects.
It's all illegal.
Yeah, but on the same note, I do want to, like, just point out the importance of, like, with ketamine, there is a lot of serious things that it will shut down with your body. As we know with Matthew Perry,
It's
you
a
can
horse
die,
tranquilizer.
of course. It is a horse tranquilizer. In Europe, it is a drug of choice for a lot of people. But I've watched several documentaries. My mom's also a nurse practitioner, so we talk a lot about a lot of these things a lot of the time. But one of the things is that it actually destroys the inner lining of your
Stomach?
not your
Gut.
stomach. It's not your gut. either.
Gastroenterous.
Yes. It essentially.
Colon?
Where's
Tori's
your
just
urine
yelling
come from?
stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
your bladder.
bladder.
There we go. Sorry, words.
No worries.
And it'll destroy
$64,000
that.
pyramid.
Right.
Something a monkey wears. Something Mariah Carey
But over
says.
time, not only do you become does that get destroyed, you can become incontinent as well. So you can't control that. Then with destroying that lining also leads into things like blood and other things not being there.
Okay.
So where it can be a very, very powerful drug, it can be a really beneficial drug at the same time. It's something that you really do need a doctor to look
you have to be-
need to
over.
be supervised.
Right.
And that's the
Correct.
thing. Like, that's what we're missing here too in this whole conversation.
Yes,
It's
thank
like
you, Erica.
there's a lot of things like that. I mean, when you think of, and I'm not trying to come for people's journeys and all of that, but with ayahuasca, it's like there used to be, you would actually have to go to like
A shaman.
Peru
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
hike a mountain, and now it's like some dudes like doing it in their basement.
In
And
Highlands Ranch.
What?
Absolutely.
Yes,
There's
I mean,
a whole
like-
group of people here in Denver that do this specifically.
Really?
Oh, everywhere though.
I
Not-
know.
Everywhere.
Not
I
just
just know here in Denver.
Like literally
I know
everywhere.
them specifically.
And I'm just thinking, like, you see this and you're like, okay, if it's done effectively under supervision, like the way it's supposed to do, we're having a completely different conversation. But when you just have it out for like public consumption for anybody who wants it, I look at, sometimes I'm like, whatever that last journey that you took, you never came back from.
Absolutely.
Because whatever you're doing over here has opened or unlocked something that you probably need to like lock back up.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when people aren't supervised.
when you fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
Right,
like even
okay.
mushroom journeys, you can go
Yeah.
with a therapist so that they understand psilocybin.
100%.
I don't know if I'd like that.
So how do you
like
say
that.
There's
psil-
also ibogaine, which is also
Ibogaine? What's
Yes,
that?
I've heard of that. It's like a
It's
derivative.
a hallucinogenic compound derived from some West African shrub, but it's being touted too to help with addiction. It's,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
it's also ayahuasca.
And there
I-
is aspects
please.
out there in the world in which you can find a doctor who will oversee and look over you and make sure that
Yeah,
you
they
are.
go on the journey.
Yeah, they go on the journey with you. I actually knew a therapist here who was had just started her ketamine therapy journey for her clients too. So it's definitely something possible, but it is just so important if that is something you're interested in. Like, get the right resources, take care of yourself, so you don't end up in a position where you're just looking for more to escape a feeling at the same
And
time.
I know we got to wrap it up. I think this is a really interesting conversation because I will just say this. When we talk about drugs, we always say, like, there's illegal drugs and then you can go on a journey with somebody. But your body, I think, is always seeking what is missing. We all know people that have suffered from being bipolar. When you go out and hang out with them, there's a lot of drugs, then there's some drinking, then there's an upper, then there's an downer, because they don't know it, but they're trying to get their body chemistry right. Your body is seeking to be balanced. So when we talk about musicians like Kurt Cobain or Miles Davis and all these guys that Jimi Hendrix that died from heroin, those are probably people that suffer from depression. People that that died from cocaine were probably people that had stuff like I do, ADHD, but just it was unmedicated. But so you're trying to fix it. And so I think I want to empower any adult that wants to do it the right way. Like, don't let the drug thing shame you out of that. Go
Yeah.
feel better and enjoy your life, dog. And with that said, great combo. My brother from another mother, Dre, we love you here.
You're
You
great.
have, and obviously, a swinging open door anytime you're in town. And
A swinging
I thought something
open
else was
door.
gonna come
yeah,
Balloon.
what is
that
that? He doesn't
mean?
have. No, he doesn't even that because he done that. You know, like when you go to pull a
Swinging.
door and it's good, but it's like it's activated, so you got to wait for it to open. His door just like any direction, it just goes right in.
I love that. Thank
Wow.
you. I
Yes.
appreciate
Any
that.
direction Dre goes right in. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I'm now pansexual.
yes.
Yes.
His Instagram was banned for 10 days for that. Like, I'm allowed to say it. Erica, anything to tell the peoples?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I don't know if I can say that.
Can you?
I don't know. Okay, never mind.
Is it like Tori in Chocolate
Ooh,
City?
it's a deep tease.
You
Yeah.
guys.
I
never-
like that you can.
I
Do you,
can't
okay,
say-
Dre, can Tori say Chocolate City?
DC is
Yeah.
No, I
Thank
can't.
you. I think it's a
I would
beautiful
just say,
thing.
I
I'm
don't
white
even-
chocolate.
Why
yeah.
are you trying to set her up?
I'm not setting her up. I think
I
black
feel
culture is beautiful, and I don't
Yeah.
think that we need to segregate. Like, don't say that.
That's true.
What is it,
But you're
Candyman?
There's some
telling
things
her
you-
to say it. That's different.
No,
If
I
you're
said, can she say
describing
it?
the aspect of what the city is. Atlanta is a chocolate city.
Yes,
DC
New Orleans
really
is a
is.
chocolate
For
city.
sure,
Yeah.
100%.
But we have to
Very
dance
proud of
around it.
Right.
I'm very proud of
no.
that. And the Go-Go. It came
Yeah.
from DC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
The
It's
Go-Go.
Go-Go, not the Go-Go.
Oh.
Yeah. Sound
Can I
very
go to
proud
the
of it.
Google?
Michael Dean, thank you for holding us down. We appreciate all that you do. Night Owls, you know how we feel. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Check us out on Friday. Follow Jeray at Jeray for the Slay
Yes, sir.
on Instagram and all social handles. And with that said, Night Owls,
Hoot hoot.
see y'all.